Today we're going to be working on an AP statistics problem. The problem reads, a large pet store buys the identical species of adult tropical fish from two different suppliers, Buy Right Pets and Fish Friends. Several of the managers at the pet store suspect that the length of the fish from Fish Friends are consistently greater than the lengths of the fish from Buy Right Pets. Random samples of 8 adult fish of the species from Buy Right Pets and 10 adult fish from the same species from Fish Friends were selected, and the lengths of the fish in inches were recorded as shown in the table on the next slide. The problem asks, do the data provide convincing evidence that the mean length of the adult fish of the species from Fish Friends is greater than the mean length of the adult fish from the same species from Buy Right Pets? First, we're gonna examine the parameter. Mu b denotes mean length of Buy Right Pets, and mu f denotes mean length from Fish Friends. Next, we are going to talk about the hypotheses. The null hypothesis is that mu of b equals mu of f, and our alternate hypothesis is that mu of b is less than mu of f because we're trying to find out if the length of the adult fish from Fish Friends is greater than that of the fish from Buy Right Pet. Next, we're going to check our conditions. So in SRS is stated, the normality is graphed. I graphed it separately on my calculator using a histogram after plugging both of the data into L1 and L2 and then seeing if it was normal. The sample size is small, but since it is normal, we do not have to proceed with caution. Next, we're going to name the test. It is simply a two-sample t-test because we have two samples, one from the Buy Right Pets and one from Fish Friends. And finally, we're just going to test it. So the formula is a little bit long, but after plugging everything in, it's not that bad of an answer. So we do mu of b minus mu of f divided by the square root of the standard deviation of b squared divided by n of b plus the standard deviation of f squared divided by the n of f. So after plugging everything in and popping it into the calculator, we should get a t-value of negative 0.258. The next step is to obtain a p-value. So we're going to go over to stat and go over to tests, and we're going to do the two-sample t-test. After calculating everything, we should get a p-value of 0.3996. Next, we're going to make a decision. So we have a alpha value of 0.05, which we have chosen, a p-value of 0.3996, and then we're just going to compare it. In a brief statement, we can conclude that we fail to reject the null hypothesis based on our p-value of 0.3996, which is greater than our a-value of 0.05. In context, this means that the data does not provide convincing evidence that the mean length of the adult fish from the Fish Friends is greater than the mean length of the adult fish from Buy Right Pets. Thanks for watching. We now know how to use phantoms to compare two samples.